Hello, Keith and Lena. How are you?
Oh, Natasha, how are you?
Hello, Natalie.
Fine.
We
Cheers.
actually prepared
We're
too.
prepared. See, glass of wine.
So, cheers.
Cheers.
It's a blessing to see you.
Yeah,
And
drink up that, huh?
um, you're such a special couple that I have. You're now dear friends to me. Really, I mean it. Because um, not I don't know if there are too many people that put their marriage day on 11th of November 2011 at 11 a.m. and 11 minutes wearing the whale.
11 seconds.
Gee, give me five for that. I was in Colorado shortly after that. Remember, we had our I brought the embroidered towel as a blessing.
Yes.
And remember, we had a party.
Oh, yeah.
I will never forget that bear meat that you gave us, and you grilled like it's like oh.
Was that your first time trying bear meat?
Yeah.
Oh, good
Well,
stuff.
I have inspiration to come back, right?
So
But
what's going on?
actually, I've created this meeting to see you, to check that you are happy, healthy, and you are not suffering from any, quarantine stuff.
We enjoy this time.
We enjoy this time. We get to spend more time with each other, actually, and slowing down with work or something like that. But actually, my work hasn't slowed down. We're busy, but it gives us more time to spend together. Our town's a little smaller. We only have maybe 20 cases here in our town. So that being said, people are still allowed to roam more freely, and but honoring the 6 foot distance, and some people wear masks, going to the grocery store and all that as well. So,
Nice.
but yeah.
But it's more about other people that have time to watch some of the videos and to really prove themselves that it's possible. You can do that. International marriage works like
Oh yeah.
yours because you're friends now. So I know that you've been through different challenges of everything, starting from moving Elena and her daughter from Ukraine to
Oh yeah.
Colorado. So, are you okay to talk about it? Are you okay to share your experience with?
No.
I have spoiled the whole video badly.
Well, what do you
Right.
know? You want to know about the moving, all the old beginning stuff, or the newer through the past 10 years, almost 10 years?
Almost 10 years,
Yeah.
yeah. But, well, let me just ask questions because I have like hundreds and thousands of guys behind watching it and thinking it for themselves, and they ask specific questions. So, first, Keith, um, you were like, look at you. You're cool, you're hot, you're attractive guy. You probably had like tons of ladies running after you in Colorado. Why on earth would you think of going to Ukraine? What inspired you?
Yeah, why?
Why? Oh my gosh. Um,
Well,
something
you are having a
different.
superstar next to you, and everybody sees that.
I gotta
But
watch what I say, right? She already thinks I'm a womanizer, right? Um, you know, it was just to move into something different, find somebody different than what I was used to dating. Um, Somebody with different values, um somebody that was raised different, spoke a different language. Um, and yeah, it was nice to venture outside the box that we proverbially keep ourselves in, and find somebody new, you know. And I live in a small town in Colorado, so for me, it was good to venture outside that small town and go meet, somebody else in another country. So that was intriguing and adventurous to me. I wanted to take the adventure. So
I agree. Cool. Lena, you registered with my agency, I think, a year before you met Kyiv. But what motivated you to come to me as a single and very attractive lady? And again, looking at you, we can say like you had tons of guys chasing you in Ukraine.
I need a translator. My English.
Laura, where are you?
Not Laura.
Oh, who else? Oksana.
Oksana.
Oksana, where are you? Come.
Go ahead. Your English was
because
great.
because everything what he said, I had the same thoughts about. Because I prefer. I think we understand better, like Russian women understand better. I don't know about another country, but American men definitely. Yeah, it's more like stronger connection than with Russian men. And it's not just my thoughts. I speak with another girls here, my friends, who married with American men, and they all same. They said, I don't know how to speak with Russian men. I don't know how to have a deal with them.
So
And when we saw in Denver Russian men, it's for me like my past life. I don't know. I don't know how to have a deal with them. Yeah.
So you're saying that American guys are cool?
Yes.
I guess we're easier to communicate with.
I would agree.
Definitely. That's one thing I learned in this relationship is patience.
Yes, I more appreciate women and
yeah. What was the difference of you working with me as a matchmaker and meeting people on your own?
Well, I never dated online. I never did any online dating until I spoke with your friend Larissa, and she had talked to me about the potential of coming to Ukraine and meeting Ukrainian women. As a matter of fact, at that time, I did seek out one service, but I was talking back and forth with them occasionally, but never really went online, never met any girls. I was just curious about their service. And they conducted their service in a different way. They would call me up out of the blue in certain times of the day and give me certain questions for like 5 or 10 minutes just to see where my mood was, where I was at, what I was doing. I was working. Oh, are you tired? Hey, just to find out a lot about me. It was their way of doing it. And, I didn't pay no mind to it. I was just myself, and I just, didn't really give it any thought. And it was the way that they pre-qualified you for their company, for their dating service. And I guess it was a very expensive elite dating service that I just happened upon. I called and I just thought for guns and giggles, I would just try it out. And believe it or not, they finally qualified me. And actually the secretary wanted to go out on a date with me because she was doing one of the interviews. And I said, well, you're a little too late. I'm going to Ukraine. She goes, oh, no, you don't need to go to Ukraine. You need to stay here in America. I'll go out with you. And I said, no, I'm going to Ukraine. So, but as far as the question goes, as far as that was the only little bit of experience that I had with the dating service. All the other girls I just met, casually out and about my town and stuff like that.
Well, when you came to Ukraine and we picked you up, we were working with you. Did your expectations meet what actually happened?
Oh, what happened when I came there?
No. I'm saying, did the service that we provided meet your expectations?
Oh yeah, and then some. You fully delivered on everything that you said. Actually, I think you over delivered. You gave me more than what I was expecting. I remember at one point I was going on 3 dates a day. She didn't hear that.
No.
And you were trying to help me find the proverbial one. I remember a
Yep.
couple times you argued with me back and forth. I was going, "No, Natalie, I like that one. I want to go out on another date with her." And you're like, "No, that's not your girl." I'm like, "What do you mean she's not my girl?" You're like, "No, we're gonna go over here. You're gonna go out with this girl." And I'm like, "All right." And so I remember doing that and going back and forth with you a couple times. And it was
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of funny that I look back at it now. I listen to your guidance, and that's what I would say to the men. I would say this. I would say Natalie's got a way of getting you from point A to point Z. If you allow her to be your guide and your director, she will help you do that. And she has a system for that she's worked hard on for many years to help men find their way and help them men find their way to their wife, to their match, the right girl,
wife.
the right girl, the one that's meant for you, the match for you. And I would say this to all the men too, that Natalie's very good at it, and she takes the time and the effort, and if you put in the time and the effort, you will get great results.
Thank you, Keith. Well, now it was 10 years ago. You still remember? That's a rewarding thing. Really cool. Thank you very much. Lena, you spoke. Oh yeah, you spoke 3 words of English when you met Keith. 4. Okay, let's say 5.
It's maximum.
I remember that when I knew you would be the match. I don't know how. It's intuition, it's the gut feeling, it's understanding, it's power, everything. But of course, but you have to, approve it too. So you went on a date, and I remember very well that you had a translator on the first date, but the second date you said, "I don't need a translator. I'll do it on my own." Why? Do you remember that?
I do.
It feels like I don't need it. Like I was sure I don't need this anymore. Like verbal speaking, we just laugh a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And
We use Google Translator.
Yeah, I had my computer, my little friend with internet.
And we called that little computer Oksana. She was our translator.
Maybe it was love from the first sight.
Yes, of course.
It was.
Yes, because I didn't want any third person between us. It's computer, it was a lot,
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, when she came walking into your meeting room and I finally looked at her and we looked at each other, it was like I knew right then, And then you took a little more convincing. You're like, "Keith, come on." And I was like, I know. I just needed a little shove from you, just a little.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you, Lena, and it's a question to both of you. How old was your daughter then? It was 10 years ago, so
17.
17.
I think, yeah.
17.
So she was in the 10th or 11th grade, right?
11th, yeah.
No,
She was graduating.
10, 10, and she's supposed to have one last year of school, but when we come to America, she
had 2 more years of school.
Because different.
And she was really happy that she did it now because it gave her a chance to become a cheerleader and do all these little American things that she wanted to do. She was a little reluctant at first, but it was very important to get both of them over here at the same time, and work the paperwork at the same time. Guys, if you're going to do that, bring the wife over with the children right away. It's very important. It makes it so much easier on you when it comes to all the legalese stuff. It's very important. I want to refer back to one thing too, Natalie, before I forget, that I want to make sure that the guys know. When I did first meet Elena, and she didn't speak any English at all. So it's very important. So if you do meet a woman that doesn't speak any English, it's that interconnection that you feel. You'll work your way through it, and it's very important. So don't let the language barrier or anything like that stop you from becoming one with your wife, or that woman that you think that you have the greater potential for. It's important.
Thank you so much for this comment. Now more and more ladies speak English, and they learn it and they come more prepared. 10 years ago it was slightly different, although men like to talk and you like to talk. So thank you for sharing this comment. So it's not about only verbal communication, because you can say many things when you wish to communicate.
Yes. Oh yeah. It just the magic and the sparks are there. You'll feel it. You'll know, and you're not going to let language get in the way. And it's just, we laughed a lot. We had more fun joking around, and it was, the translator through Google and all that worked out good for us. It was just, you enjoy each other's time, spending time with each other. And then later she started to learn English. Natalie had offered an English tutor through her office, which helped us out very, very much. And Elena, I paid for the services, and Elena went there, I think it was twice a week, and she learned English. And it really helped through our communication while we were waiting for the fiancé visa to go through.
Lena, did your daughter speak English well when she arrived to the States?
Yeah, pretty much. And she had the basic, and maybe her speech was not good. But and of course, some vocabulary she learned when she came here.
When she came.
Thank you. She came here.
You're talking about Anya, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
But Anya went to school right away. You didn't wait. You didn't order special tuition for her. You just sent her to school.
She waited a couple months. She got settled in a little bit. You guys got here. They got here in October. So she waited for the semester to go through, which was like January, halfway through the year, and she started up in January. So she got settled in for a couple months, got used to her surroundings. We let her, just hang out. We didn't just throw her in school right away. So, and then by the time January got here, which was a couple months of settling in, she started school, and it was good.
No, it not was good. She, of course, had a little depression.
Yeah, well.
Because everything in English, everything different, and she also left her love in
boyfriend,
Ukraine, and she was kind of suffered. But now she not regret about anything.
Yeah, she's very happy.
Kyiv, what advice would you give to guys that have doubts about considering a lady who has a child, who's a teenager, him? What were your secrets of making friends with Anya, Elena's daughter?
Well,
share with us.
Anya's pretty amazing. So, that being said, she was in some ways very easy to work with, but other ways, she was difficult. She was doing the pull and the tug thing with me too, a little bit, and being your typical teenager. So what I did is I just gave it more time. I just was more patient with her. I listened to her needs, and I tried to meet them the best that I could. But I was still stepping up as her parent. And, because they're going to test you, as all kids do. And, there were certain things that I was just like, no, you're not doing this. This is what we're doing. This is how we're going to go about it. But I also opened the door for all her suggestions and, listen to her and try, like I said, try to meet those needs as well and help her adjust the best I could into a new area and make her feel more comfortable and loved and relaxed and express that to her. And it took, after a while, it took a little bit. I mean, she needed to go back home, I would say about 6 months after that. And because of legal things with the visas and the green cards and everything, they need to be in the country for a certain amount of time. I can't remember what that is. And they can't be away for so long either. So she needed to be in the country for, I think it was like 6 or 8 months at the time. And then when they leave, they can only be gone for like, I think it's 30 to 60 days. So we were able to do that after a certain amount of time and then send her back home. It was that summer that she was able to go back, which was, she was here for probably, they got here in October. So she was here for about 8 to 10 months, and then she was able to leave and go back. And she spent another 30 days back there, and then she came back and then started the new school year again, the following school year. And that worked out really well. I was able to, to make her happy and let go of that too, so she could go over there, because she missed all her friends and her family and her way of life. And you've got to, I think it's important that they still have that, and while she was still struggling with coming to a new place, to let her know that you're not locked in a jail. It's like, you're free, honey. It's just, but there are some parameters that we all have to abide by and listen to a little bit. So, and it worked out. Yeah, it worked out really well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lena, did Anna do better in Ukrainian school or American school?
She always did good.
She's always
everywhere.
Yeah.
So she has graduation with some awards, I assume, right? Yeah, from America.
Oh, yeah. She did really well. What did she did she get a scholarship? What did she get? Did she get a scholarship for anything? I can't remember. Oh, gosh, no. It's like I don't remember. But she did really well in high school. She graduated with honors. She did very well, and she's doing very well now. I mean, she's got a great job, and she always seems to get that good job because that's what she does. I think she takes after her dad,
But I know that she's also happily married to a nice American guy.
Yeah, she's happily married right now as well. So it's been, I think, 2 years maybe. Yeah.
Last 2 years in the autumn.
Yeah, so this October will be like 3 years for her that she's been. That's 2.5 years right now. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But you're a beautiful mother, amazing stepfather, great daughter with an amazing husband, because I saw the picture. Lena was so proud to share some of the photographs. It was like, wow. So not only mothers do well, but also their daughters and some of the sons.
Yeah, they have the potential for that. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It's all up to the individual as well and the parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What about the challenges, Lena? When you arrived to America, what were your greatest challenges that you come and it's like, oh my God, it's not like in Ukraine? Do you remember? Or you just came and felt like, oh, I'm home. I'm home. I love it.
One of them was, on my part, I would say probably one of us probably the language barrier, because she didn't know English very well. So, yeah. But I'll let her answer that. Yeah, that's just my perspective that I saw.
You're coming next, because I will ask you then, what was your challenge in two new people, almost strangers, well, a woman that you really connect to and love, and her daughter, but they are still people that you need to learn more about coming into your house. But first, Lena, please, what were your challenges?
Yeah, language definitely. Yeah. Yeah, and of course I used to live in Kyiv, big city, and I come to little, I don't know, village, whatever we call
little town.
yeah, it's a little town, and our house was in a forest. Nobody around, no neighbors, and I didn't have car, and I just sit at home, wait when my husband go to work, come back. It's like how do you call
Fairy tale.
No, how you call this День сурка?
Yeah. Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
What's that?
She said it was like a groundhog day for her all the time.
Repetitive, over and over. Oh, okay,
Yes,
gotcha.
yeah. So but I have a pluses too, because I had more time than in Ukraine I had, because I work a lot and I have a clients. So, and I able to spend time with myself. I was able to go to internet and find information what I was interested in always. Yeah, and it helped me change myself.
Amazing.
But yeah, we of course had not good internet.
Not at that time.
You know, it's like from one hand I have internet, but from another, it's just you just starting learn something and internet for 1 day limit. And you need to wait for next day. Yeah, it was struggle time with internet too. It, you know, like plus and minus, like 50-50, I think. But I was with my lovely husband, with my daughter, you know, it's helped me. I even don't know what was that. It's struggle or excited. It's hard to analyze my feeling, you know. It was something different, completely different.
Oh, yes. Kyiv, what were your challenges when you had 2 new people in your house?
I would say, you know, like the language barrier too. It's just, you know, that started to set in a little bit, and it's just the communicating and stuff. So everybody always asks me, they say, well, do you know Russian? And I say, no, I know 15 different dialects of broken Russian or broken English. And but it's helped me to understand her more. You know, it's like, and trying to read her and just open up that communication. So it was all about communicating with her and Anya at the time. And then sometimes, you know, Anya's language was a lot better than Elena's English, and so Anya would help intervene. You know, if we had a difficult question or something like that, Anya would help explain it to her mom and everything. And I agree with her. It was good for her that Anya was actually there for her, because we did, you know, live out in the country a little ways, you know, on a ranch, you know, with like acreage, and there were other big ranches around, and you know, it was a little ways, maybe 15, 20 miles from town, and she didn't know how to drive a car yet, so I couldn't.
I drive car in Ukraine.
Guys, make sure they know how to drive. Trust me.
I have a really good experience in the traffic. Maybe I'm not really driving. Maybe I'm more staying in the road, like ding, 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 in the traffic.
But then having a car like this in Ukraine,
Yeah.
and having a car like that in America, a truck,
it's
a bus. It's a bus compared to Ukrainian car.
And I think it's a good thing that you were on the road all by yourself when you were learning to drive.
I'm not learning. I did in Ukraine learn.
So another piece of advice would be to get them a driving instructor.
He just don't understand my way of driving, you know.
I call her Parnelli now. Now she can drive really well. But yeah, those were some of the challenges. If you know, it's good if they know how to drive, and she drove on her international driver's license here for a few years.
5.
5? Okay. Oh my gosh, 5.
They
Yeah.
say 1 month.
No.
I'm supposed to have just 3 months. 3 months when I come to Colorado. Maybe it's work for me. But
should we put this in the video or no?
Yeah, close the camera.
So yeah, and then finally she was ready to, we got her a little driving instruction and everything, and she took the test and she passed it. So it was really good. Is that before they come, if they know how to drive, that's a plus, and if they could speak English, that's even better. So if they could work on that, that's really good. And then that way, no matter where they're at, they can get out and go see things, because it's not all about riding metro or the bus around here. The smaller towns don't offer those things. I mean, they have in town they have a shuttle, but you don't have metro out in the woods. So.
Oh yeah. I beg your pardon, guys. Now, yeah, bear, elk, skunk,
deer,
opossums, deer,
mountain lions, turkeys, trees, lakes, mountains. It's beautiful out here, though.
It's amazing. I love Colorado. I've been there. I've been to your home. It's crazy amazing, really.
Yeah, it's
really.
Beautiful out there. Very.
I miss that. Yeah, it's great. Now, many guys are asking, who's the boss? Now, a man and a woman. Lena, who's the boss? We don't know, right?
What is this head? This is boss, and this is his neck. Where neck turn and which way head watching.
So it looks like it's pretty much friendship and 50-50 kind of thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Always. It's 100% and 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, one day 100, another day he's 100,
But who is making the final decisions, like big decisions? For example, you decided to move from Pacosa Springs now to Durango. Who was in charge of that?
Oh, we talk about it. We figure out where we're going to go, and we put choices out there, and then we both make a decision on it. It's a mutual decision.
We both making decisions.
Yeah. And when she says, "I'm going to go over here," I said, "No, we're going over here." No, we talk about it. We, usually with everything, we try to make a mutual choice on everything. Absolutely.
Actually, I'm really lucky. I'm really lucky because I have a husband like him, and I don't need. I'm a woman. I don't need making any strong decision. It's good for I have somebody who able to make decisions, and he so protective, and he thinking far. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Word. I mean, word, correct word. Yes, it's why I don't need like I can relax in my life.
Well,
Happy wife, happy life, right, kids?
Oh my gosh. One too many times.
Because it's true.
And some guys are asking about a woman obeying a man. Or maybe, let's put it in different words, a woman listening to her man, a woman accepting his guidance and leadership. Maybe woman obeying is a wrong word, because it's not obeying, it's like being a team.
Yeah, and then you're being told what to do. I think everything is just open to suggestion, because I think a woman coming to America is going to be more open to listen to what the man has to say in their guidance, as long as the man isn't overruling and trying to push them or coerce them into an agenda or anything else. I think your woman who's coming over in love is going to pay attention to you, and why would you ever want to misguide her or mislead her anyway with an alternate agenda? So it's important. Yeah, it's important, and it's not about ruling over somebody or making somebody do what you want them to do. It's about a shared communication. in love with your partner. And we got the bill on that one.
Is Lena stubborn?
Stubborn.
Is she stubborn?
If you thinking before you answer.
Yes, give me 5.
What was that? Happy wife, happy life?
Don't provocate him in a bad life.
I think everybody has a little stubbornness to them when they're choosing a certain thing, but I think she's pretty easy to work with. I mean, we both are. I mean, if you make a suggestion about something, it's like it's coming together on that shared idea. If you're both choosing something that's similar, and we put out the potentials and the possibilities there that we both like, and it's like, okay, well, let's just go ahead and go do this then. That sounds good. If it's over a steakhouse or sushi, sometimes I have to, it's like, okay, let's go have sushi.
Steak or sushi, I chose.
That's one thing. It's hard to get her out to a restaurant sometimes because it's either soup, mashed potatoes, or sushi. That's it.
Yeah, another my choice, fast food, American fast food.
But I'm not the only one that has issues with that. Her girlfriends do as well. They're like, oh my gosh, Elena, all you want is soup, mashed potatoes,
because
or sushi.
I prefer healthy life, healthy food.
So it's funny. We joke about it, but it's all good. It's okay. I mean, I'll take her someplace different, and we just figure it out.
Yeah. Now, talking about Ukraine and connecting cultures. Did Lena bring some tradition to America, or did you notice her bringing something different and new into your everyday agenda?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
You say?
Can you share?
I can share. We put Christmas tree in March.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the Christmas tree goes up in December, like December 1st, and it doesn't go down like January 3rd. It lasts February or March? March.
It was February, yes.
March 8th.
Yeah, it stays up 3 months. All the Christmas decorations, everything. That's okay. You just get to stretch the holiday out just a little longer. It's good. Yeah. It makes her happy. I'm good with it. I'm happy with that. That's okay.
Cool. Wow. Yes.
Eating borscht one time in 3 months.
Thank goodness.
Because men who don't like borscht.
I like borscht once every couple
once
months.
In 3 months. No, in 3, you told me before 3 months.
But I love a lot of Russian food. Absolutely. I love pierogies, all that stuff too. But I love Mexican food, Italian food, and sushi, and an old-fashioned steak and baked potato and salad, and just traditional stuff as well. So fried chicken, it's good stuff.
It is. I remember you cooking, Keith. You're cool. I mean, thank you.
Yeah, I love to grill. That's one thing I've integrated with her is, we'll grill even in the wintertime when there's 4 or 5 feet of snow out there. I'll fire up the barbecue and walk outside and throw some fish on the grill or a steak on the grill, and it's like it's summertime. We grill throughout the year and stuff. It's great. Yeah, and it's easy. It's you don't have all the dishes to do too, and it's great. Good food, so, and healthy.
Do you come to Ukraine often?
Do we?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Do you stay in contact with your?
We did like 3 or 4 times. We came like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, since in the last 10 years. But we traveled to a couple other places as well. We went into Israel and Egypt and Turkey and just around North America, trying to travel around here. Believe it or not, I haven't seen a lot of the United States as well. So it's amazing. People always think that because you're an American that you've seen all of America, and that's not true. A lot of Americans primarily live in their hometown or their state, and very few, they'll venture out to a couple other states, but it's not like they've seen all of the states, all 50 states, so. And
what's in your plan? What's the first thing you will see in America?
what state will we go see?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
actually, since she's been here, I've done a lot more traveling. We've been to Montana, we've been through Idaho, and Nevada into Vegas. We've been into Arizona. We've been to Mexico a couple times.
Arkansas.
We were together on Robert and Oksana's wedding. Remember?
Yeah.
Las
Went
Vegas.
into Vegas. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So. Yeah, we've driven through Texas, and we've been to Mississippi. My mom used to live down there. We went there. Louisiana. We've been in New Mexico quite a few times because New Mexico's not too far from here, and we've traveled down there to go shopping and go have fun, and my sister lives down there too. So we've traveled to quite a few different states. Maybe 10 or 15. California. We've been into California. I took her to Disneyland. So finally, she got to go to Disneyland. We went to the beach. I took her to the place where I grew up. A lot of the place where I grew up. We spent about a week there, and then I took her down into Disneyland and around California.
In the zoo.
Went to the zoo, San Diego Zoo. So got to go do a few things like that. So yeah. And I want to go see more of America. And we were actually talking about buying a travel trailer. And then just take off for a week here and there, or 4 days, and just spend it in the trailer and then drive back.
And months ago, I come back from Belize.
Yeah, she went to Belize.
He stayed home.
I stayed home.
He was trip with the girlfriends.
With the Russian girls. All the Russian girls went, yeah.
That's how you make people happy. That's the secret of your happy life.
Happy life, happy life.
Yep.
Yeah, so they got to go do that. And then, and we bought a boat. So we're going to go boating this summer and go out and do some water skiing and friends have jet skis and go spend time at the lake and go camping and everything. That's a lot of fun. So we're going to, we'll do that a little bit.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Lena, do you have a job in America? Did you start any work? Because I remember you were very, very successful hairstylist in Ukraine.
It's still in my passion.
She works at a little salon here.
Cool.
It's it.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, I worked a couple years ago. I worked in Home Depot. I watering plants. I love it, because the plants and me have a connection.
She definitely has a green thumb. If we span the camera, you'd see plants everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So it's just my little job for fun.
Tell them about your greenhouse.
I have a greenhouse, and every year I grow my stuff, but this is not really good season for growing, because in the middle of June it's sometimes
we have our last frost.
Sometimes
right in the middle of June.
It's really late to put in the earth something. So in first frost in the fall, when
October. So you only get maybe 4 months to grow around here.
It's not. Yeah. It's when my tomatoes, everything start just growing perfectly, and it just frost everything one night.
Yep.
Well, she's had a greenhouse. I built her a greenhouse. It's been a couple of years now, and we don't get her wrong that we've eaten quite a few vegetables from there. She's got a green thumb. Oh my gosh, we get a lot of stuff, radishes and carrots and onions and all that, and her main concern has been with the tomatoes. Yeah. So they just get to being big, they're green, and all of a sudden in comes that frost. But I
understand you.
I understand. We live high up in the elevation, so.
And in the end of growing season, I pull all bush with a tomato with the root, and I bring to home, and it was sticking in the living room, so ripen, and we can continue eating this.
You want to talk about patience? She has all the greenhouse in the house. Oh my God. So,
yes.
Yeah, it was good. Lots of fun.
Cool.
Very interesting.
It does. It not only looks like you are a great couple, but you are a great couple. You
Okay.
truly are a great couple. And I really wish to have these kind of dialogues more and more, like 10 years from now. Well, I hope we can do it more often. Like,
We'll see you in 10 years, you know.
I know Lena is helping you with your grandchildren. You like I'm not even like no, I shouldn't say these guys have grandchildren.
Wife of grandpa.
I'm youthing. I'm still young.
Right. But this isn't it cool? Because now I see that the greatest value we have is your family, and if you have a child that is lucky enough to produce another child, you never know what's happening tomorrow. Now we have this crisis. We don't know what's happening tomorrow. So I have like a couple of friends now, ex-clients, whose children are young and they have babies, and it's amazing. I think it's my mom had me when she was 20 years old. so
Yeah.
so it's like it's cool, and it's making the family flow. It's like we are playing like friends, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think your greatest value is not only yourself but each other, having each other, and that love for each other, which is an amazing. You can't put a value on that. I mean, it's just beautiful, you know.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's,
Keith.
it's loving each other beyond measure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Keith, is love possible?
Absolutely.
Lena,
If you love yourself, love is possible.
Lena, is happiness possible?
Happiness.
Yes.
Happy wife, happy life.
So you see, everything is possible. Everything is possible, yes, when you wish and when you put a goal, right, Keith?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I was reading Crayon's book, and when you called and you're a big friend of Crayon, and it's like, oh my God, this is how like wish and it happens. Yeah, ask and it's given.
I think we shared with you that Lee Carroll ended up marrying us.
Yes.
So not only did we get married once on the 11/11, but 6 months later, Lee Carroll married us in 2012 at the Summer Light Conference in Sedona, which was amazing. In front of like 1,200 people. It was beautiful.
Oh, I saw the pictures yesterday, finally.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
She is retouching the photographs to make them perfectly perfect.
Oh, okay. Oh, I gotcha.
You know, that's very good.
I know this. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like I feel like sitting with you in the same room and having this wine together, having snacks and talking about happy wife and happy life, right? Thank you so much for your conversation and for sharing your ideas. I'm sure men now will believe everything is possible because that's what I am telling them. Now, here's the proof.
Yeah, absolutely possible. It's all up to the individual. If they're truly seeking a woman from Ukraine with their heart, I believe that they'll have a greater potential of finding her, because Natalie can help you do that.
Yes, I can.
Natalie forever.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lena. Thank you, Keith. Thank you for this great dialogue. I love you. You're just amazing. Thank you.
We love you too, sweetheart.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.